In a world of constant evolution, where the line between man and machine begins to blur, a new age of possibility emerges. Where humanity is augmented to achieve what was once thought impossible. Welcome to the age of cybernetics. Brilliant minds push the limits of what we thought was possible. Pushing the boundaries of human potential. Where technology can enhance us beyond our wildest dreams.
I have a couple things I need to say. I got Purell on hand because everybody here are disgusting, knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing, inbred morons, and I literally cannot wait to get the f*** out of here. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I'm better than you and you know it. I'm sorry that this guy is your host. He is a bumbling idiot.
What's up, everybody? I forgot I'm playing the music in the background, so I'm hearing it twice. So I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then I realized what it is. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the show. It's going to be a fun week. I got a great guest for you that we're going to be talking about trending. We're going to be talking about new, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about this new show that I'm going to be starting this Wednesday called Comic Book Fight. In fact, I'm going to reveal to you who are the first guys that are going to fight it out in comic book fights. So it's happening this Wednesday. It's a bi-weekly show. It's going to go opposite Guess That Key, so you don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, when am I going to see Guess That Key, or if I'm going to see comic book fights. The good news is you can see Guess That Key one week, and then the following week you can watch comic book fight. So we'll talk a little bit later about who will be in the fight next week and this week, and it's going to be a good one. But before we do that, let me welcome to you our guest for today. You may know him from another show that comes out on Mondays, and he's been rocking around with our good pal Roscoe. You probably already know who it is, so let's welcome him to the party.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I love that.
And you know it is Phil's Treehouse. What's up, Phil?
Oh, that's excellent. I wanted to come out swinging.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
well, it's we're gonna be talking about fights a little later anyway. So, get your crack those knuckles in. Do a little bit of one of those things. And it's funny because as we're doing this, I'm actually talking to someone that could be a potential guest on the show, but I can't reveal because, of course, you gotta. Everybody's asking the same questions, like, "Oh, I gotta see it in action." I was like, "Okay, all right, you gotta see it in action." So we'll talk a little bit more about it. But I got my coins to place my bets. You know what I'm saying? And let's go ahead and say what's up to the chat today. You know who's number one, Phil, don't you?
Oh, you do. You always know. Isn't it that Las Cruces guy?
It's Las Cruces. Las Cruces is number one, coming in at 12:39 this afternoon, and then return about at 4:30 with the woo-hoo. All right, and then he just knocked one more in there with a hello from New Mexico. Yeah, I'm going to say Mexico now, or Nuevo Mexico. Just, keep it in the Spanish dialect. All right. Also, decided to jump in a little early and be like lurking in the background. You got our boy Frog Brawler. I'm here. I'm early because I'm still working, but this is now on my other monitor while I work. I love it. I love that people are watching us while they work.
Hashtag Go Monitors.
Right. And of course, hashtag find Josh. We find Josh every so often, but we're still looking at him. And Joseph, the adventurous Joe, what up, Rat Packers? We got to look at. I'm just going to show you a little something here. I'm going to share today what the June. This is all for the June Rat Pack. This whole stack is for June. And I'm going to reveal it today. So if you are not a Rat Pack member, like our good boy, El Green Machine, with his Pizza Rat, Batman, and all that fun stuff, who's stopping you now? Because that's all going to be part of that. And when you see what it is, man, everybody's going to be wanting a piece of that. So it's good stuff. Our boy Circumstances, Marcus, I'm so happy I have your book and it's going to be ready to get going. So that's going to be fun. And coming in, omnipresent, Phil's Tree High.
Wow.
Treehouse, high-end stuff. Our girl K-pop. I don't get to see K-pop all the time. So what's up, K-pop? How you doing, K-pop? How you doing, K-pop junkie? All right. Hey now. All right. That guy's related to CJ. Hello. I don't even know who she's talking about. Who's she talking about?
Not sure. I was looking up.
If anybody's related to CJ, man, that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And all the way from the UK, Dr. Von Hoot Comics from the Spiral Dimension. What's up, DVH? Who indeed? And Las Cruces confirms that. Hoots with everybody. So does K-pop.
Great dancer.
You know what I'm saying? Hashtag never enough fills. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Las Cruces is on my... You see, only Taylor could get away with cussing in my show. You know what I'm saying? But he says hi to everybody. Look at it. Wait, deep down inside, Taylor's a nice guy. He may hate me sometimes, but deep down inside, he's a nice guy. That's the secret. Tired of looking forward to seeing Izzy butcher names on here. You see? Just can't help it. Dope. And laughing the intro guy. All right, Phil. You ready to talk about some spec?
I very much am.
So we're gonna talk some good spec for this week because there's some spec we got to talk about. So let's go hunting. Always got to change it up, you know what I'm saying? So this week's we're going to be looking at the trending 20 from Key Collector. These are the books that Key Collector has deemed the most spec-worthy books. These are the trending books. They're trending 20, as they said. We're going to take a look at them. We're going to see which books in this list really are worth it or maybe not worth it. And it's all spec, so it's probably not worth it. But, they're high now and later they aren't. But let's get started with this first one. It's called Get Hero. This is a DC Vertical one-shot. It's actually a hardcover graphic novel. Was not a good book, and this pick is dumb. Hey, I never read the book. All I know, it's from the late Anthony Bourdain. For those of you who don't know who Anthony Bourdain is, he was a food travel guy. Am I right? Are you familiar with Anthony Bourdain?
Yes, my wife was a religious follower of his television show and read all his books.
Oh, really? So she's well aware of of his work,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
See, my wife is a big fan of Phil, not you, but the other guy. So everybody, somebody feed Phil on Netflix. You ever heard that show?
Oh, I was thinking Phil Ailing.
Yeah. So I don't remember.
Fantastic.
I don't even know.
So
No,
many
not
good
that.
Phils.
There are a lot of Phils out there, aren't there?
Yes, there's at least
Why
5
is-
now.
Why is Phil such a popular name? I don't understand.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But of course, Bourdain is great, but this book isn't. Well,
Mhm.
even if you don't think this book, it actually has a really cool concept, though. Have you heard the concept of this book?
I am not.
So the concept of this book, it's as it says, he is a futuristic Los Angeles where master chefs chefs rule the city like crime lords, and people literally kill for a seat at the best restaurant.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like food is the currency of this world. So, which was the case in the past too. At one time, I think I give you 5 fish for something. I don't know. But the reason why this book is on this list is it has been ordered by Adult Swim. So it's going to be an Adult Swim cartoon. I'm curious where they go with this, because with Adult Swim it could be anything, right? It could be serious, it could be a comedy. I'm not sure where to take this.
Well, since it's based on a one shot, I would think they could kind of maybe go anywhere. I'm thinking immediately of books that weren't that great, didn't get a lot of attention, but then when they made the big screen, they did. And I'm thinking immediately of Men in Black.
That is true. And it's funny that you mentioned Men in Black, because I actually don't remember when it came out.
I don't either.
As a comic book, right? It was such a there was such a low print run on that book when it came out. I was like, and then it was by Marvel, but it really was Malibu Comics, which eventually bought out.
Yeah.
So I didn't. It was like Marvel Comics. Like, I've never heard of this book, but as time tells, it was a Malibu book. So this one's one of those books, $15. That's pretty much the price of the hardcover. If you get a chance to read it. I would go ahead and just find an online copy. Go ahead and read it, because that's pretty much what I expect from this book. If the cartoon skyrockets, it could have some value to it, but it's a hardcover. So
what if the cartoon gets popular and then begets more comic books?
Well, you still have to go to the Anthony Bourdain estate for this one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We got to say what's up to our boy Digger Jim is in the house, saying hi to everybody.
Jim.
All right. Speaking of Digger Jim, I got something for you guys. Let's see. Where's Digger Jim at?
Record. Okay.
Oh my god. Amazing Spider-Man 252 for $6. Oh wait, it's a reprint.
But we're never gonna let that go.
Was he seriously surprised?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
I can't share what happened.
I took that as mock surprise.
All right, our next book in this list is actually the number 1 book of the week, according to Trending 20, and that is G.I. Joe and Transformers #1, the first crossover event that was on Marvel Comics, where we blew up Bumblebee. I'm happy to say I have my copy. And I thoroughly enjoyed this book. What I really like is that later on in the series, Spider-Man shows up, which was weird, but they did that. And we got a movie coming. I'm curious to see how that movie's going to work. I just love how you're in awe just thinking about it. Like, what am I going to say?
So I have to say, I'm not a G.I. Joe fan. By the time when that came out, I was already out of college and kind of missed that train. But the fact, well, okay, I shake my head only because it's just a rumor, right?
It's happening. It's happening.
Well, no, it just says here crossover. The movie teased.
It was teased in the movie, but it is actually happening. There's a writer attached now.
Well, all right. So if that is a for sure thing, then that changes things. And gosh, only knows that both of those franchises both have huge fan bases. So,
well, they're in part the animated series were done by the same creators. So there was going to be some kind of connection between them, right? Obviously, they were set in two different like planes, but and they never really crossed paths, right? Until this comic book. And but you know, it was done by Sunbow, Marvel Productions, which in turns Marvel Productions ended up doing this comic book. So at that time, you know, they didn't do crossover events. If the shows were to continue, I bet they probably would have eventually.
Okay.
But this is one of those books that I enjoy personally as a fan of G.I. Joe and Transformers, more so Transformers than G.I. Joe. But as a kid, I used to watch both. So
Okay. And I was going to say, I represent the outsider. And as the outsider, this doesn't draw me in. But you right there, you are the target audience. So, and you're obviously excited by that. So
I am excited. I'm not excited because both Transformers and G.I. Joe have let me down as far as the movie properties goes, because I'm not a fan of the Transformers movies, with the exception of Bumblebee, and the last one was fair to me.
okay. All right.
And I hate the G.I. Joe movies. I hate them.
Oh, really?
It was the first time I told my wife, let's leave the theater.
So G.I. Joe began as a toy, correct? Or not
Yes.
correct?
Actually,
So when he moved away from toy, was his first appearance on a comic or on a screen?
so G.I. Joe was an action line for boys, right? At that time, and I believe in the 60s or 70s. Someone could correct me if anything. They love doing that, right? Um, so it came out as an action line, right? A toy line for boys, kind of in the same vernacular of Barbie.
Sure.
So Barbie came out, and the male version of it was G.I. Joe. So when they first came out, they were dolls. Then they changed them to more of the small action figures that we know and love today, and those became hugely successful. In turns, led to the cartoon series. And G.I. Joe is a organization.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like a special
The
op.
Joes. Yes.
They're Joes.
Yes.
So there's no real G.I. Joe. That man does not exist.
Yeah.
There's two guys that they will refer to as G.I. Joe, and that would probably be Duke or Hawk. Those two. They were the two guys that would probably be considered G.I. Joe if they're going to consider them. But
So-
at this point, it's just a brand name as opposed to a person.
Taylor's calling you out.
Taylor always calling me out, man. Look at it. It was well. Oh yes, it was a comic book because Pocan Joe ended up getting some of them during the weekend in Heroes.
See, that surprises me because I always thought it was a toy / doll / action figure first as well. And I was just curious when it made the switch to somewhere else. It sounds like television was that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Although it started in comics.
But you see, Taylor Winder, he's much older than me. You see that 6.0 that he keeps referring to? That's actually his age.
I was going to say, I keep
above.
getting mail from AARP misaddressed to him. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm. His name is actually Taylor Winding Down.
Winded.
Winded.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all one love. All right. All right. And there goes Joe. Now the Adventurous Joe's coming out. All right. I get it. I said you guys will correct me if I'm wrong. I'm fine with that. I can accept that. All right. But he's like Benjamin Buttons and he never gets younger.
Yes.
All right. Our next book here is Infinite Crisis #5. This is the first appearance of the Blue Beetle in costume. This is Jaime Reyes. Beautiful Jim Lee cover. There's also a George Perez cover of this book. This is out because they recently announced an animated series, which I guess will be a companion to what the movie was, because he is one of the very few characters that will transition over from the DCU now to the DCU. I don't know what they're going to call it now. Whatever they want. DC Studios. I don't know. Whatever. I'm happy for this because I do like Hyman and I did like that movie. Did you get a chance to see it?
I didn't, but I heard a lot of people recommend it. In fact, now that I'm putting it on my list right now.
It's a great. It's really a great movie. It's one of those movies where it's just fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and And it's just a shame that it was caught up in that whole Snyderverse, right? It's definitely not a Snyderverse movie though.
Okay.
But it was caught up, but they did enough so that it wouldn't be too connected. Dude, I get it. Look at this. My goodness, you guys, man, it's all right. I'm like, oh, excuse me, sir.
See,
you're wrong about G.I. Joe. I love this audience, but man, when they want to hurt you, they'll hurt you, right? And yes, it is a fun movie. Great stretch, but it really is. It is a good. I enjoy it. I think it's a fun. George Lopez is. I'm not a big George Lopez fan, and he was cracking me up the whole movie. So he's actually a really cool character.
Well, not being familiar with them, I have no preconceived notions that can be spoiled. Mm-hmm. So I go in knowing nothing.
Yeah, and that's how you should always go in.
Yes.
All right.
I hope to.
All right, our next book here is Ghost Rider 31. This is the first full team appearance of the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, Morbius, Blade, Doctor Strange, Hannibal Keene, Frank Drake, Victoria, Montetessa, Luis Hastings, and Sam Buckingham. Rise of the Midnight Suns, part 6 of 6.
Buchanan.
Yeah, Buchanan. Thank you. See, I know there's always someone to correct me. That's what I do. I just mess up names on. That's my life.
I'm watching up for you from the audience.
No, they'll still Taylor's somewhere. He's getting ready. He's busy doing this already. Oh wait, with Taylor's age, it's probably this way. It's probably one finger typer. You know what I'm saying? George Lopez doesn't like working with Mexicans. He is Mexican. What are you talking about? Roscoe in the house. What's up, my boy Roscoe? Oh man, I had a blast drawing with Roscoe. He's probably a week older than dude. I'm old, but I'm not that old. But then again, Taylor Winder says he has the Benjamin Button. Anyway, back to this book. Ghost Rider 31. There are rumors floating around that a Midnight Suns will be coming out. And there is another rumor mill of a Ghost Rider movie, but the Ghost Rider movie will probably be called Ghost Riders and the Midnight Suns. So that's what's been in discussion lately. So that's why we're seeing an uptick in these specific books. Dude, Black Spiders, I know your age very well. You're at least 1 year older than me, so we're good. All right.
So quick question.
Sure.
Anybody who already wanted this book has had it probably for a while, right?
It was polybag. It came out in the early 90s.
So it's not like it's just bursting on the scene or anything.
It jumps in here and there, but it is part of the storyline.
Okay.
As you can see, it's the sixth part of the storyline. This is where they introduced the Midnight Sun. Lilith is introduced in the first part of the series. So, and there is word that she's supposed to be in the Blade movie, even though this is going through 100 different writing stories and directors and all that stuff. Everybody, and I just heard that someone bailed out as one of the actors is out. So, so who knows what's going to happen to that movie? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, there's nothing bad with that, because if I'm the Ghost Rider collector, I'm going, all right, finally, one of the books in my collection just took off. Woohoo, right? Because we all like when that happens, especially in the land of indies. But given what you just said, I also think it's potentially, it could bring in people who want it just for the spec value. So
this is definitely a spec book.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it says Midnight Suns in the top, it's Ghost Rider, it's early Midnight Suns. At Midnight Suns, they made the video game. It didn't really go far, you know. We just got word. Look at that. Roscoe is delivering the message. I was just notified that my guest can't make it.
Oh boy, this is me finding that out for the first time.
So Phil, you are getting news that your show has been canceled.
Okay.
So you still work, but you're still working this Monday.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my counselor on the phone. Okay.
Oh, that's cool. All right. So Midnight Sun is fun. Now going back to what Circumstances is referring to, we got ourselves the boys in this. Now, The Boys is out. We have 3 episodes in already, I believe. The 4th episode. Do you know if the 4th episode just dropped?
I don't know. Let me look up. Hit that up in 30 seconds or
In
less.
Amazon Prime. So while you do that, this book is one of the books that don't normally show
did.
up in this. Yep, thank you.
Episode 4 is the latest.
Yeah, so episode 4 has come out. This is the first appearance of the 7th. Well, it says partial appearance, right? And we got the teenage kicks and photos. That's stretching the word cameo there. Really stretching it out. What's your thoughts on The Boys?
I was buying The Boys. I bought this off the rack. And then when it switched from Wildstorm, because DC thought it was a little too edgy, I stopped buying it. At the time,
Really?
I was buying too many books, and I just took that as a jumping off point. But I had those first 12 issues, and at the time, it's Garth Ennis, right?
Garth Ennis, Derek Robinson.
Yeah, so I was really into Preacher. Preacher was a big thing back then, and other things. So as a fan of the comics, I'm always happy to see the early issues do well. I'm glad the series has made it to 4 seasons. That's the last, right?
Yep, we're on the 4th season. It's going to be 5 series total. 5 seasons.
Okay. Oh, all right. Plus, what's the show about is it Generation V? Is that what it's called?
Gen V, yeah.
Okay. Will there be more of that?
I believe there will be.
Okay. So I guess I'm glad to see it on the list.
So yeah, The Boys is one of the hottest shows. It's one of the top rated shows in Amazon. So people love it. Isn't really the hero. Well, Homelander is the most interesting character in the entire show from what I know. I did catch the first season. I've watched a little bit of the second season, and I kind of just fell off. Not because I wanted to fall off. It was more because of its violence and its gruesomeness that it's hard for me to watch it in front of a family. You know what I'm saying? It's not the type of show.
It's a hard R.
Yeah, it's touching the limits of R. You know what I mean? It's like, let's see how R can we go? And let's not forget there is a Boys cartoon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's also an animated episodes too. So, and as you can see with theirs, yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one person that passed away. So,
I didn't know that.
I will say this much: what I saw from The Boys, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think Homelander is such an interesting character because he's one of those guys that he's a straight up douchebag. There's no denying this guy's a douchebag at all, right? No denying. But you have maybe just an inch, just a little bit of empathy for him, for what he's going through, right? So this is the type of person that would he have been different if he was raised differently? You get what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just thinking of the first season where we understand how important milk is to him, and yeah, how do you not feel a little bit sorry for someone who's that kooky, right?
Yeah, but that's what makes him so interesting, right? So that makes him more than just your typical 2-dimensional character. It makes him very 3-dimensional because he is extremely terrifying, but he poses himself as the good guy.
Oh well, yes, that too. Yes, good point. And the public at large still sees him as that in the show. At the beginning of at the end of season 3, they still see him as the good guy. The public at large.
So there is some really good stuff. Yeah, Homelander is the version of Superman. Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I'm with you on that one, but that's what makes Homelander such a great character, man.
And I think there's nothing better than a great villain. I mean, what else do you need to make great heroes shine, right? Than a great villain. So
yeah, and the other thing, the Boys themselves. They themselves are not good guys. So this is a world that a good and a bad guy just doesn't really exist, right? They're not heroes and villains. They're just all around douches.
I would ask anybody in the audience who watches the show, is there anybody in the show who you would say is a hero, or are they all anti-heroes at best?
Yeah, anti-heroes at best in my mind.
At first, I thought, is his name Huey, the kind of the main innocent guy from at the
And he
beginning?
started that way.
Yeah, he started that way.
He pretty much is going through a Breaking Bad situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So his thing is like, you start this way, and now, yeah, exactly. Butcher and his team would be the heroes, but they really aren't.
Starlight.
Starlight, well,
she's maybe closest.
probably,
Maybe.
but she's like, she has her moments too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would call it more burning off stress. I think maybe.
Exactly. And talking about the boys, issue number one is also on this list here.
Yeah.
Billy Butcher, the CIA team, Hughie Campbell,
Hughie, that's what it is.
Hughie, A Train. A Train is hilarious to me. The guy that, yeah. Oh, look at this.
This is a book that's hard to find in good shape with that dark spine.
Wait up, the guy that bangs fish is the hero.
Yes.
Not even, man.
Well, he's a weasel, though.
He is a weasel.
He is. I wouldn't say he's of strong moral fiber.
Oh my goodness! It's just
He
watching
means
that
well.
show. Sometimes watching that show makes you want to like, oh man, I think I think I need to take a shower after watching that show sometime. You know what I mean? Like,
Quick, give me a Disney movie.
yeah, exactly. So awesome. Now another book that's on this list here that's actually been dropping a little bit is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. So Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe obviously is an out of continuity story where Deadpool just goes off and he just goes on a killing spree through different, universes, which is pretty much the same concept that we're going to get from the Deadpool movie, right? That's coming, the Deadpool Wolverine movie. So that's why you see this book here, because this is Deadpool spec. Want to give me a lobotomy? What's going on with this girl? Oh my God. N.T. Marcus. You see, this is what we get. This is what we get in our show.
Shake on it. God, you nicked it. Just got the tip with your little steak knife.
I just saw If last night.
Oh yeah, I saw it too. I went to theaters. I actually really enjoyed it. Did you know that Brad Pitt's in the movie?
As who?
So you know the
voice, I assume, right?
No, the invisible character. So the character that everybody tripped over.
Oh, yes.
That's Brad Pitt.
Sure.
They gave him credits. In the credits,
even though he's got no line.
Well, it's a Ryan Reynolds trope.
That's funny. He gets a credit. He's invisible and he has no line, but he gets a credit.
He gets a credit, no line. He's the invisible character.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's a trope off of the Deadpool 2 movie. Remember in the Deadpool 2 movie, there was an invisible character and he gets electrocuted, and it was Brad Pitt. So he's pretty much reprising his role.
Wow, that's okay. I love that sort of thing.
The smartest guy she had to do. Okay.
And quick note, as an original purchaser of Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe, I would right out of the gate, I look at this as a money grab, but then knowing what you just said about its potential for the forthcoming film, that changes things in my
Oh yeah. I think this book is gonna stay. It's gonna probably stay in this list until the movie's over. So when the movie's gone, maybe about a week or two after it, this book will be hot. So, and the $20 you see there is a little deceiving because there is a trade paperback of this book. Oh. So if you go like eBay to try to buy it, you got to be cautious that you don't buy the trade paperback, which is going for $20. So you got to be careful if you're that interested.
Is that what we're seeing though? Here is the hardcover price.
No, this is the price that they deemed the book in itself, the actual comic, the floppy. Yeah.
Okay.
The first. It's a 4-issue series.
I see.
Yeah. All right. Our next book here. Wow, this is another one that Adventures of Superman 505. Foily goodness, holofoil. Don't you love these books, man? I love this cover. Tom Grummett killed it with this cover. Loved it. final chapter of the Reign of Superman arc. It's just increasing copies. It's a $3 book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if you go wrong, what you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with this book. But today they revealed some more photos of Superman. They obviously, it's now clear that he is wearing the red trunks, where the previous image you didn't really know for sure. But the trunks are what I like about the trunks is that they look more like shorts within the as opposed to trunks.
Wasn't he originally in shorts? Or
Yeah, so I think they're trying to. I think
You
what
have that
James
wrong.
Gunn is doing with the costume is that he's putting elements of different versions of Superman into it, because you got the costume in itself resembles a little bit of a New 52 Superman, but you also have the red trunks, which is classic Superman. The logo is the Kingdom Come logo, and they also shared the yellow emblem on his cape, which I don't think I've seen before in a movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
there are also
What's up, Chris?
rumored to be elements of the old Wildstorm characters. Is it Jenny the engineer, that character?
Yes.
Okay.
So you got that character in there. The authorities in the movie, they showed images of Mr. Terrific, and it's spot on.
Oh, good. See.
It's the exact same costume.
So I should just say, I guess while I am looking forward to the movie, and I don't care what he does with it, I'm not a loyalist. I guess.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do with it, and I'll like it or not.
Right.
But I am more excited. I think I do like the actor they got for it. I am more excited for the other characters that are going to be making appearances this time around, I think.
Yeah, my biggest concern is that it's too crowded. So I hope it doesn't feel crowded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, would you definitely say that about JLA movie?
Oh, JLA is a different story altogether, right?
Okay.
So with this one, what I'm hoping for is that those characters that they talked about, like Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and those guys, my hope is that they just show up for a brief moment in time.
And here and there, not altogether.
Yeah, like we're here, this universe exists, we're out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that. And the focus will be on Superman and maybe a little bit on Lex, because that's pretty much what it is, right? Comic Vet, he is throwing his 13 months as a channel member as part of the Rat Pack. Guys, I got a really cool Rat Pack challenge going on this week, but you know what? Let's give him a nice little. Yeah, there you go. So with the Rat Pack, you want me to show? You know what? I think I could show something that's going to be part of the giveaway for the Rat Pack. So let me just turn this off for a second. Let me just turn off the green screen for a brief moment in time, right? So I know you guys are big fans of this guy, so I say, why not just put it as part of the Rat Pack, and let's make me a little bigger here. Right there you are, a little bigger. You know what? Let's get some Jane goodness by Spider-Gwen Jane. That's going to be part of that piece there. But you know what? Why not get some She-Venom? Whatever. Like, I don't even know what version this is, but this is part of what's going to be part of the Rat Pack. So we got some cool books here. Look at that. You're going to get that in there. Yep, the Jane Gang is in. So that's going to be part of the channel membership giveaway pieces. So we'll have that going on. I'll share some more a little bit later. But in the meantime, back to our list, right? Like, oh, there you go, Jangan. Ryan Riley, what's up? What it be like? I know it'd be like, right? I thought you were going to say something from McFarlane. No, McFarlane's from a different time and period. All right, our next book here. That's right. You betcha. It is the book of books here. It is Action Comics #1. That's right.
I like this.
This is Action Comics #1. Came out back in 2022. Uh-oh.
Record. Okay.
Oh my God! Amazing Spider-Man 252 for $6. Oh wait, it's a reprint.
That's right.
I love that.
This is a reprint.
That's a great clip.
The reprint of Action Comics #1 that came out back in 2022 is in the list for a high $12. Why would you spend $12 on a reprint like this?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to spend $12 on a reprint.
Well, okay, but wait a minute. Well, yes, I disagree completely with the price. Why don't they put it out at just a standard cover price for today's books? But don't they also put out a facsimile edition every decade or so? Don't they come out with a facsimile edition of Action Comics?
At this point, every year you get an Action Comics, right?
Yeah,
so
sadly, yes.
There's a foil. There's all that fun stuff like that. Nice shirt, Jim.
So I guess the only thing that would make me interested in this, even like thumbing through the bins, is it printed at the actual size as the original?
No, so everything about it, it's supposed to look and feel like the actual book, but then of course, if you look at the bottom on the screen, you'll see that the DC logo,
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is. There's tons of reprints of Action Comics #1.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get one of the older ones, just because it has a better look and feel to it. I have a few copies myself from all the years I've collected comic books. It's not worth getting this for spending $12 for this is not worth it. I'm assuming it's popular and it's gaining momentum because of the movie and the photos that we've been seeing. So people are excited for Superman. So they're getting Action Comics #1, the reprint, the facsimile edition. I love how it says facsimile reprint of Action Comics #1. It's like, some of you guys.
As opposed to an original facsimile.
I know, right? What's the difference, right? It's a facsimile of a facsimile.
Yes.
All right. Our next book in the list is Booster Gold #1. This is the first appearance of Booster Gold and Skeets, as well as some other characters. Personally, I love this book. I love Booster Gold. I think he's a phenomenal character. Again, there's a Booster Gold TV series coming, so there's been a lot of rumors at who could potentially become Booster Gold. Obviously, one of the biggest rumors would have to be Chris Pratt. I don't think Chris Pratt will play Booster Gold. It's too close to what he plays as Star-Lord already. And if it's a TV series, I don't see Chris Pratt becoming a TV star again.
Is there like a major B character that's very important in his origin story?
Or at least someone that's like moving upwards, That's how like John Cena did, right? When John Cena came in, he was like, okay, he's not a A-lister just yet, but he's good. He has enough star potential so that we could give him a TV series and he'll do it. I think what's going to happen here is you're going to get someone that has some star potential, but he's not there at that movie level, if that makes sense. All right. We got E-Man in the house. What's going on, E-Man? So E-Man, just to give you a heads up, that book has been sent out. I'm just waiting for them to tell me when it's ready, and they'll ship it back. And like Geek Out with Roscoe, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that right. If we could get 50, man, I'll love it if we get 50. All right. So then who could Chris Pratt play when he comes to DC Universe? Will he even play anybody? Here's the question. Like, in all seriousness, would he play anybody, or is it just he? Because he was just visiting the set of Superman, wasn't really doing anything. He just says, I came here to see my friend."
Yeah,
right.
Fair enough.
That's it.
I'm like thinking, would his wife have any ties to the movie? Schwarzenegger's daughter, right?
Yeah.
No.
Right. So I can't wait to see Booster go again. He's one of my personal favorites, but I need some Blue Beetle to go with it, and I need Ted Core Blue Beetle because that's how it's got to happen for me. So be on the lookout for that one. But again, oh yeah, and here's the biggest rumor: is that Danny McBride is going to write the series.
Oh, I have no feeling about that way. One
Righteous Gemstones. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, all right, our next book here, we talked about it earlier, and this is Ghost Rider 28. This is the first cameo appearance of the Midnight Suns, also known as the Nine.
So a good companion piece.
It is a good companion piece. Well, it's the part 1 of 6, so you have to get the other. You got to get the other 4 books.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's the first appearance of Lilith, and I love this name. the first appearance of Meat Market.
Meat Market. Is Meat Wad in here?
We have a character named Meat Market. I'm just saying. Meat Market.
Offspring of Lilith. Wow.
Meat Market. Why would you name someone Meat Market?
Is that a demon villain?
Yeah, I suppose it is. But okay. Sure. I don't.
It's got kind of a Clive Barker feel to it.
Meat Market. Speaking of Meat Market,
You mind putting your mask back on? Super hard to eat while I'm wearing it. It's super hard to eat when you're not.
well, they're in the meat market. So
Out of the blue.
I know, right? All right. Oh, here's another fun book.
I like this cover.
Arthur Adams' finest, man. One of his early creations. Long shot number 1. Again, it's Arthur Adams. I cannot say anything bad about Arthur Adams. He is my favorite artist of all time. I love his stuff. I've loved his work from this time. This book is on this list. There's no real reason why it's on the list. It's long shot.
$25 isn't bad. If you like it, you want. If you want it, you want it. $25. What's that? A week of Starbucks.
Yeah, it's probably like a couple of days over here.
3 days of Starbucks.
Over here is like 2 days in Starbucks, and that's just a regular coffee.
A week of the gas station.
Oh, we got word from Brian LCS. Here's a reminder: the CBC Awards nominations are now open until August 10th. Go nominate your favorites. Don't forget to nominate this guy down here. Where is he? For Between the Lines, right? So one of the best shows out there. Between the Lines. And if you want to nominate this show, you're more than welcome to nominate this show. Best spec show. I lost last year. This best spec show, but then again, I lost to Empire Comics, which I'm willing to accept because that's my boy. He left us way too early, and you're
in good company.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure to do your nominations and make sure to give a proper nomination for the best hair category. Well, best overall facial hair, whatever you call it. He meant saying that because he wants that hair. He's been promoting that hair, man. Have you been seeing the E-Man's videos with him and blowing his hair?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? E-Man, you got my vote. You definitely got my vote. So, all right. So it's on the list. Why it's on the list beats me. I love it. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. Heart. You got that heart, right? Oh, wow. Look at this. How's that bribing?
It's just greasing the wheels is all that is.
If you give me that pack, I'll nominate you. Yes. You win. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I want to win. All right. E-Man was flipping his hair. He typed that. I can just see it. E-Man like
out of nowhere.
Fabioing himself. You know what I'm saying? All right. Our next book is a book this is the Comic Tom trope book of them all, which is Department of Truth #1. This is James Tynion Goodis. A $15 book. It's actually fairly low. This book is one of those books that constantly keeps coming back because there's a TV series attached to it, but nothing has really happened from it hasn't really gone anywhere.
Maybe it's on the list because it has resumed publication after a long hiatus.
Yeah, so it's back.
Yes.
But everybody is still kind of in that, will it or won't it be a TV series? Well, guess what? Eventually.
Spec is still, well, let me put, no, option is still option. Until it's, until I see casting news, I don't really care.
I agree. Or trailer. At least a trailer.
Yeah, I should say I don't care. I still have it in a special book full of option books, but wake me when there's casting news.
Well, keep in mind, let me share something with you. There's a movie that has casting, and we have no idea if it's coming out. That's a movie called Blade.
Yeah. Well, right, that doesn't guarantee it.
So casting doesn't guarantee a damn thing.
Well, at that point, though, have they filmed? Is it in the can?
What, Blade?
Yes.
No, they're still trying to figure out what they're gonna write.
Okay. See, I'm not following it. So okay. See, I guess my question is, have they paid the salaries? Like, are they kind of obligated to make it now because they've already lost too much money?
Just to show you how bad things are, right? Blade was announced when it was first announced that Blade was coming out. The movies it was coming out with was Shang-Chi, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Eternals, and there was another movie.
Yeah,
I can't remember. There was another movie attached to it. All these movies have come and gone, and Blade is still not ready to go.
Yeah, well, yes. So I kind of like your idea to wake me when the trailer's here.
Yeah, so check this out. How many prints are they for issue 1?
And the answer is 5. I have them all.
5 plus 20 more. Because there'll be more.
5 plus an error print of the fifth of one of the.
Don't forget the
fifth
bootlegs.
prints.
Do you have the bootlegs?
What are the bootlegs?
So in New York Comic Con this past year, they did bootleg copies. So they made yeah.
Well, the definition of bootleg is that somebody other than Image made them.
Well, they were like, I think they were just like maybe a few hundred copies or something like that, but they're meant to look like bootleg comic books.
All right.
And
Well, that's neat.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okay. Do you know if that counts as a 6th printing?
I don't know, but if you look up in this little top portion here where it says view variants,
Yeah. Oh,
there's 34.
yeah, there are. I have several. Yeah, this was a series I wouldn't say all in on. I mean, I'm buying every issue, but for a while there, I was buying lots of the variants, and then realized that there's just way too many of those, and that's too crazy. And a year from now, they're not going to be worth anything.
No, I agree.
So,
Here's a book that's worth something.
yes, I bought this off the rack.
Yeah, so did I, and I also sold it.
Uh-huh.
It's that book when I look at it.
Yes, I have too many of those books.
I bought this book when it came in the rack, right? When it was in the rack. I bought it back in 2004. I picked up NYX. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I don't even know how many issues I got of NYX, right? It was a nothing book. No, when it came out, no one cared. When it left, no one cared. But Joe Quesada and Josh Middleton snuck in, X-23 based off of the X-Men Evolution, the cartoons, right? No one saw anything with the book. It was low ordered, right? Because it's NYX. Who's gonna buy NYX? No one cares about NYX, right? And that's why this book has a high of 450,000, which I must say is pretty damn good. Because this is a character that's not going anywhere. You get what I'm saying? And
You don't think that you're going to bring her back later?
no, I think this is why it's in the list. Because Daphne King's coming back.
Okay. Boy, she got older.
She got older. She definitely got older.
Tends to happen, I guess, but
Yeah.
she got really older.
She aged. She's definitely no longer a child. But there is word that she's in the movie. It's still speculation, but there's also word that she's in costume, which is also part of the speculation. So the other book might be hot too.
Which number 2?
So Wolverine, the all new Wolverine, where she's wearing the costume for the first time. There's a possibility that she might be wearing that costume in this movie. Mm-hmm.
Neat. Well, good.
What's that guy?
Does this book not pop up on lists every few years or so for
every
a
so
variety of
often?
reasons?
Yeah, every so often it does pop up. This is just it's just another time. It's another spec book based off of the Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same scenario that we're dealing with here that we did.
So if you had this, are you selling it?
I had it and I did sell it.
Well, I mean, but if you had it right now, are you selling
Oh
it?
no, I wouldn't sell it anymore.
Okay. I
So
wouldn't
the copy I had Joe Quesada signed it.
Oh,
So I had
Okay.
a signed Joe Quesada NYX3.
right.
And I sold it at New York Comic Con back in I want to say 2009, 2010, around that time frame, where it was still relatively cheap. And I'll be honest, if I knew what it was then, I wouldn't have gotten rid of it.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, too, I mean, I like the tone, the mood of the cover, but isn't the interior art very similar as well?
Yeah,
the
because
cover
it's
mood?
Middleton. So the exterior art, right? The cover is a painted version.
Yeah.
But Josh Middleton is an amazing artist, and it's mostly flats. So it's the same style, but in flats, where there's not a lot of shading going on, not a lot of cross hatching or stuff like that. So it's a very simplistic take on comics, which I personally love. Yep, and she was the latest to be attacked, but you know, she ain't going nowhere. She coming back. She got her jaw ripped off. Oh, please, she'll be fine. She's a Wolverine.
It got better. I got better.
They have this thing called healing factor. I think they'll be okay. All right, our next book here is another book here. This is so we've heard about James Gunn spec, right? When James Gunn says something, people go crazy to buy it. This time it was Sean Levy that did it. So Sean Levy said he would love to one day do a Deadpool Spider-Man movie. And everybody said, he's doing the Deadpool Spider-Man movie, so let's get Spider-Man Deadpool #1. And what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I'm not holding my breath, but on the other hand, $15 is $15. What did we say that before about the other one? $20 is $20. So if we say that, then $15 is 15.
Exactly. So all you people that said we got to get this book, there's only one person that has to say something to you.
You shut your mouth, fatty. The Rock will come out there and slap the herpes off your lips.
Yes. Listen to The Rock.
Because this book is going to stay where it's at, and $15 might be a little too much for it. It is. There's no reason.
Yeah, this is what happens to it when it warms up.
Yeah.
Think of
They made a reprint for it, too.
Oh, great.
But if Sean Levy says, I want to do that, doesn't mean he's going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sean Levy wants to play Dazzler in the next Marvel movie.
You know, it's Ed McGuinness, is Zeb Wells. This book came out in 2016. I believe I have a copy of it. It's just a regular comic book, guys. It's not that important, and it's not going to go live action. They might have a meeting and maybe in the Avengers movie or something like that, and that's the most you're going to get out of it. But we are not going to see a Spider-Man Deadpool movie. I'm sorry, guys. You cannot put the most PG character with the most R-rated character in a movie unless it's an Avengers movie. I'm just saying.
I would love to see an R-rated Avengers movie.
I would love to see an R-rated Spider-Man movie.
But that's the Authority, so...
Yeah, we'll get that soon. So yes. Our next book, look, more
Ooh.
Ghost Rider spec, and this is Dee's Ghost Rider book.
Yeah, this always perks.
It's Marvel
Right,
Spotlight
so-
number 5, 1972, the first appearance and origin of Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. So the project has it that this is going to be a Halloween special like the Werewolf by Night it was.
A worthy candidate.
And yeah, it's perfect because when you talk about the supernatural, you can't talk about the supernatural without Ghost Rider involved in some way. And this would rock. Now, the real question is, who would you have play Ghost Rider?
Well, I don't have a favorite. I wouldn't mind seeing a totally new actor, or I wouldn't mind them bring someone back. I don't think they do Nick Cage since he's busy now, right?
Yeah, he's gonna be doing Spider-Man Noir, which is gonna be awesome. I don't care what anybody says, right? But so here's my choice: Ryan Gosling. It's Ghost Rider. This got to be a major. Unlike Booster Gold, I think Ghost Rider needs to be a major actor.
I guess I wouldn't discount that. I like Ryan Gosling.
And the next question: would you go Johnny Blaze or would you go Dan Ketch?
I'm on the fence about that.
Because I love Dan Ketch.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Ghost Rider does not have an alter ego, right? He doesn't like power down and become mild mannered so and so during the day.
No.
So
E-Man has Norman Reedus, which I can see it.
yes, I could too. I just saw.
I can see Norman Reedus, but I feel like it's too on the nose. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's almost a typecast, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Norman Reedus wants to get out of being a biker.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
You know.
Um,
And if you ask Nicolas Cage, he'll come back in a heartbeat because that's just his style.
Well, that
he
was
says
going to
yes
be my
to everything.
yeah, that was going to be my go-to, but that makes me second guess it.
Just pay him; he'll do it.
See, normally I don't care who plays the hero.
Ronnie Ramos.
I'm more concerned about who plays. For example, I'm more concerned about who plays Tony Stark. I'm more concerned about who plays Peter Parker. I'm more concerned about who plays the human being. Because anybody can put on a costume. I don't care who puts on the costume.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I will pick Ryan Gosling if it was a movie. But if it's a TV series, again, we're going to go back to that whole concept of maybe someone that's moving upwards rather than downwards. It was the guy that was talking about in that for the role of Booster Gold. It's the same guy I'm thinking about, but he was in Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, that's right. I'd forgotten that.
What's his name? You guys tell me. I know you guys could tell me. Who's the guy that's in Top Gun Maverick? Because that's the guy I'm thinking of. See, now we got to get our. What's his name? Come on, guys. You guys got to move faster than me.
Not Miles Teller.
Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell's the kind of actor that I could see play any. No, not Miles Taylor. Ooh, no, please, no, not Miles Teller. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jennifer Connelly because she's
in what role?
Any role, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
It's
the maid who
Connelly.
blazed up the garage after Ghost Rider
Dude, man,
leaves.
career opportunities changed my life. Her and that horse. She got in that horse, and there's just so happens to be a picture of a hot dog that's just placed in the real. Like, if you get a chance to watch that scene, she's on this little mechanical horse, but there's a photo of a hot dog that's planted in a very interesting position that you gotta say to yourself, "Oh, they knew what they were doing by putting that picture there."
So, did you watch the Snowpiercer show then?
No, I heard a lot of good things about it, but I never saw it.
Because she was in 20 episodes.
Yes, I know. I can tell you that much. I know when she's on TV. Jennifer Connelly and I, we go way back to Labyrinth.
The dial gets a little warm.
Oh,
Dance Magic Dance.
oh, she's awesome. She's awesome. She's a great. She's the one person that I tell my wife, if you give me a chance, can I?
I forget what that list is called that couples have. Your celebrity crush that you're allowed
Celebrity
one.
pass or something. Yeah, you're allowed one.
Yeah.
My wife will look at me and say like, not if I'm not involved.
Well,
hall pass. Thank you. That's your hall pass right there.
oh,
See,
interesting. I hadn't heard that one. I heard it.
No, it's called hall. It's definitely called hall pass.
Okay.
So you see, wait. E-Man pops out of nowhere, says hall pass. Frog Brawler says hall pass. Everybody knows it's hall pass.
Trigger.
All right. Our next book is Moon Knight #1. Another book here that keeps popping in and out. But man, how's it fall? It's fallen, man. $50 for a high for this book. This book was demanding at one time almost $400.
Is it
$50?
Well, is it? I know it took a while, but everybody was saying, everybody who knew better was during COVID. Everybody who knew better said this is crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Are we finally seeing the market settle post COVID? Is that finally starting to happen? People are leaving the hobby.
Well, Moon Knight's just one of those characters, right? That he's always been a cool character, right? But he's sometimes a B-lister, then he turns into a C-lister, then he comes back to being a B-lister.
Does it depend on who the talent behind the book is?
Yeah, exactly. So in the 90s when we had
Platt?
Platt on it, everybody was like, you gotta read Moon Knight, when nobody was reading Moon Knight. And then when Platt left, again, nobody was reading Moon Knight. And then David Finch starts to like they always seem to find their way to it, right? Yes,
Even
someone said C-lister.
and then
I would say
Warren Ellis came on, and then Jeff Lemire after him.
yeah, so he's one of those characters that I think writers and artists just love to tackle it. Like it's like, what can we do with Moon Knight that we can't do with Batman? Because that's what Moon Knight is in a way, right? He's kind of Batman, but with the multiple personalities added to it.
What did you think of this show?
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it like some people did. And we gotta say what's up to Canadian Survivalist.
Hey.
What's up? All right, so I personally love Moon Knight. I like this guy's portrayal as Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac. I think it's a really good pick.
Yes, I agree.
And then I do believe we're gonna get ourselves a second season. And now there's rumors that Bushmaster is going to be the villain, which might be Giancarlo Stanton. You know what I mean? So
That might have been my stage name once.
here's another book. Here's another big book. Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of Hobgoblin, Roderick Kingsley. So some people say Ned Leeds is Hobgoblin, and obviously if we go towards that direction in Spider-Man, it could very well become Ned Leeds. I'm fine either way. I personally don't care, but I always like Hobgoblin. I like Hobgoblin because he's not crazy. He knows everything he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So he's just a villain. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes Hobgoblin such a cool character.
I think sane villains are much more formidable.
Mm-hmm.
The Joker might be a good argument against that.
Well,
But
Joker is he's the what do we call it? He's the poster boy for it, right? So he's the poster boy for the ultimate villain, crazy villain, right? So if anything that's not Joker is like second level. Like Green Goblin and Joker are similar, but they're different, right? Because in Green Goblin's case, it's a form of schizophrenia, right? One time he's this character, the other time he's another character. So that's what makes it different. Where the Joker is just pure insanity, right? But Hobgoblin, I think what makes Hobgoblin so special is the fact that he knows everything he's doing. He's calculated. He's just a badass. And now that I mentioned Joker, he was voiced by the Joker in the animated series. So Mark Hamill did the voice of Hobgoblin in the animated series, which is awesome.
I had no idea.
Some people don't even know that. Mm-hmm. So great stuff. I love this book. Again, this is all based on the fact that will Hobgoblin be showing up in Spider-Man 4? I don't know. And to be completely honest, can you see this kid? I don't know. I forget his name. Can you see him as a Hobgoblin? Because I can't.
I don't know who they cast. So
no, if it's Ned Leeds, it's his best friend.
Oh, really? No, I can't.
Right? The guy in the chair is now a guy on the. But they haven't even done. Well, they did go Green Goblin, but it's an alternate universe version. So we'll see. Yeah. So this is when we talk about spec. I wouldn't consider this book a spec book. I consider this book just a regular blue chip book.
Yeah.
Because Hobgoblin is a character that's not gonna. That $450 is a great price right now. But this is a book here to 10 years is going to be double that price. I'm going to say. Right, inflation. It's never going to drop in value. It's just it's an iconic cover. It's a classic villain. It's a top tier villain. So I honestly don't think this book will ever drop in value. You might be able to get it for cheap somewhere, and if you find it for cheap, if you got the money, go for it.
He did have some fairly drastic weight loss. I I thought that was for his own personal improvement. Maybe he knew what was coming.
Does have to lose a bit of adobo. He has to lose adobo weight. He could. I'm sure he could probably do it. I just don't see it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't either. Still,
I don't see it, especially the type of character
But
Hobgoblin is.
I had totally forgotten though that was a relationship that happens to him. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Who talking about
Yes.
classic?
Yes.
Another
Beauty.
one.
A beauty.
Amazing Spider-Man 50. This is the Spider-Man No More cover. Iconic. John Romita Sr.
Homage to so many times.
Yeah. First appearance of Kingpin. I think a lot of people forget that this is the first appearance of Kingpin because of that cover.
Interesting. Yes, you're right. That overshadows it, right?
That's how iconic this cover is. First of all, it's an anniversary style issue because it's issue 50, so that falls under the anniversary. It's an iconic cover. We don't see Kingpin in the cover, so it's hard to determine that this is Kingpin's first appearance. But the purpose why this book is on this list is because of Kingpin returning in the Daredevil series that's coming up. So there is some buzz around that. Oh, look at that. Phil is my biological father. Did you know that?
I'm not allowed to answer that question.
We'll talk about the DNA test later. Kenneth Burr, what's up, my man? And TM Nerdy, I love the fact that you got TM. He trademarked TM.
Yeah. I don't know how you do the superscript in whatever,
awesome.
but yeah.
That's awesome. All right. And our final book here, I'm not going to lie, I love it. Absolutely love it. Uncle Scrooge and the Infinite Dime. The Infinity Dime. 1 in 50. The J. Scott Campbell cover. I'm not going to lie, I love this book.
Yes, I've
This
never heard of this,
is
but I
beautiful.
automatically.
I saw this book over the weekend, and I was just giddy by it, man, because I love me some good Scrooge McDuck.
And brand new too. This
Brand
year
new, just came out this last week, so it's brand new book. It's already demanding $60. I'll give it time. I don't think this book is gonna be one of those books that in a year people are gonna be like, oh, I need to get that book.
Yeah.
So let it cool off. I say let it cool off if you really want it. Obviously, if you want to spend the $50-$60 for it, then spend the $60. That's your money and not my call. But if it was me, I would let it cool off because it's hot because it just came out.
So it's dangerous sometimes, but in eBay, I will just do a search for 1 in 50 under the comic book category, or 1 in 1,000, and just see all the rare books that come up for way low prices.
Yeah, it's insane. Some of these books, man. And again, some of these 1 in 50s should have never even been a 1 in 50. Because a 1 in 50 to me needs to be a cover that people absolutely need to have or want to have, right? I've seen 1 in 50s, even 1 in 100s that you look at it and it's like, really? Really? You know what I mean? I would say if you can't get the J. Scott Campbell, which is a beautiful piece, you pick up the Alex Ross. The Alex Ross is gorgeous. That one's cover price. So that's worth it.
It being Disney, it's obviously a Marvel book. Does it have a Marvel logo? It is a okay.
It
is a Marvel comic. Okay.
It is as since purchasing Disney, Disney purchasing Marvel, it is the first Disney adjacent Marvel book.
Oh, so all right. So more than just the cover makes it a little noteworthy then.
Yeah. So no, it's the J. Scott Campbell of it all. You know what I mean? So because usually Dynamite, they license to Dynamite, but somehow Scrooge made it to Marvel. So I don't know exactly why they did that, but I guess
because we want to do the Infinity Dime.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm shocked there's not a single cover of an homage to Infinity Gauntlet using this book. Which who knows? It may come sooner or later. Instead of like the Infinity Gauntlet, it's just him holding the dime like this. And just have like at the background, just have all the ducks. Like you'll have the Beagle Boys somewhere and all those other characters in it. But it's such a beauty. I love this cover. It's a gorgeous cover. Mm-hmm. All right. So there you have it, guys. Those are your Trending 20. So before we move on to our next segment, because we do that kind of stuff, you want to take a look at what's in the top 10? Let's do it. Any good books that you seen there?
Well, I'm glad to see the Authority make the list. Again, I'm excited about that. There was a lot of Deadpool in there, though, wasn't there?
They're a little crazy for Deadpool, a little lady Deadpool. So
Infinity.
who will it be? I'm just saying, who will Lady Deadpool be? Like, they're saying that Taylor Swift.
I was just going to say Taylor Swift
will no longer be part of this. I don't know if it's a red herring. My personal opinion, I think it could be. Well, that's my personal opinion. I think it could be a red herring.
I think it'll be Remy Q.
Remy Q. Oh, Remy Q is definitely. He has those. Those are definitely his legs, right?
He's tall. All actors are tall.
So Phil, before we move on and we'll start doing some plugs now. Yeah, Blake Lively. I know. I think it just might be Blake Lively.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That's definitely something I could see.
There's a chemistry.
Taylor is totally part of the movie. Yes.
Taylor Swift's best.
We had to get in there. We had to throw it in there, didn't we? There you go. Look at that. The green screen's not
funny.
Working. We gotta move that. Look at that. Ooh, I'm back. Izzy versus back.
Yep.
See?
Don't look behind the curtain.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just wrong. How could they do that?
Don't pay attention to that guy.
So tell me, Phil, what's going on, man?
Well, up until about half an hour ago, I was going to be co-hosting Between the Lines with over at Geek Roscoe's channel. This is
What?
So instead, I'll invite people to just enjoy the rest of the Monday night lineup, which would be 22 Comics at 9 and Cup of Comics at 10. Other than that, though, you can catch me Sundays at 4 in the afternoon, where I'm sorting comics for just a little while longer. And then I'm going to be bringing a game show that I did last summer back called Treehouse Trivia.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Let me know if you're ever interested in getting a guest. So,
I will let the squirrels know.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, guys, so as I mentioned before, we are going to be doing the June giveaway. So I think it's time to share with you what the giveaway for June is going to be. I showed you a little bit of it, but now I'm going to show you the whole thing. And here we are. I showed you guys a little bit of it, but it's time to show everybody the whole thing. And yes, there is a slab included in this pack. So as I showed you, I show you the Smash Gwenum. Let me see. I get the camera right there. So that's going to be part of the giveaway. All right. So you have to be a channel member for this one. So be a Izzy Rat Pack of any denomination's fine. This one may not be safe for work, but we got some Vampirellas. You got so I don't know who the artist is. I'm gonna have to look them up. Because I did get them today. So we got some Booty Love, nice virgin.
I did hashtag strap in, and folks started doing that. That's not a tag. That's not the tag.
How's this one? I'm just saying.
Wow.
Wait, I gotta look at this one again.
She's looking for change in the couch.
Has anybody seen my dog?
No, he's not over here.
This one I actually really like. I like this one a lot. Ugh. All right, so we got some Virgin Vampirella comics right there for you guys. So you have to be a channel member to qualify. So keep that in mind. You got to be part of the Rat Pack.
She's still at Dynamite, right?
Yeah, she'd be in Dynamite for a while, but look how nice that piece is. So those are the 3 Vampirellas. Now, this is what I consider to be one of the greatest modern day stories in comics, right? So, and I said modern day, right? So I'm giving away the full set.
Oh boy,
of Identity Crisis, the entire 7-issue run, starting with issue 1. Every cover you see here is a Michael Turner beauty, and absolutely love this series. I have multiple copies of this book. That's how much I love this series. So this is also going to be part of the Rat Pack. So in Identity Crisis, again, I consider this to be one of the greatest stories of this modern era. That's how much I love this story. And go check out my interview with Rags Morales that I did several months ago, where we talk a lot about it.
Can I ask real quick, what was your favorite title after that to go into?
So the follow-up was Infinite Crisis, but it was the road to the countdown, where so we had a famous death. I would say that's actually really good. As far as other stories, Civil War.
Okay.
Right? Mark Miller, Steve McNiven, that was a great story, especially the way it went, which led to the whole Spider-Man, outing himself, and the Back in Black storyline that came out of it was actually a really good series. So yeah, I'm with you on it. It is one of my favorites. It's absolutely one of my favorites. So that's going to be part of it. Also, I think this one's going to make people happy. We got a glow in the dark Batman variant.
What issue is that? What number?
That's a good question. I always forget what these books are. You're gonna make me open this up,
yes.
but
now you're like my retailer. Damn it, I'm gonna go.
So this is Batman 89 Echoes issue number 2. This is the exclusive glow in the dark. So if you turn off the lights, this logo will shine. So if you don't have this as part of your collection, and yes, this is a variant. This is a retailer variant. A few retailers does have this. So this is also going to be part of that. All right. It wouldn't be an Izzy. It wouldn't be an Izzy giveaway without a signature book. So we got Corey Smith signing a Frank Miller Wolverine 50. So Corey Smith is the interior artist behind this book. This is going to be part of the Rat Pack giveaway for June. And finally, another signature book. But this signature book is a slabby. Ooh. So I'm giving away this 9.4 Ultimate Fantastic Four, signed by Adam Kuber.
First appearance of the Maker?
First appearance of the Maker. That is correct. Even though it doesn't say it here.
Okay.
But it is the first appearance of the Maker, who is this kid, isn't it? Right? That kid right there? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So all this is going to be part of this month's giveaway. This whole stack of books. That means I have to buy a box to send this out. So you have to be part of the Rat Pack to qualify for this giveaway.
Just address the bag and board. Stick a stamp on it.
Just put it on a. Yeah, that's a nice batch of books, right? So that's gonna be in the giveaway. And you know what? I may throw in a few more things. I've always been known to throw some more stuff in there. So who knows? Come see me next week and we'll find out. The other thing, and look, they moved the curtain again. I can't get this curtain to stay still. That's because people are walking around. All right. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is, and let me just get this working properly because I got to go back to the IzzyVerse. I got to get out of where I'm at. So there we go. All right. The next thing I want to share with you guys is the next show that's coming up. I'm really excited for the show, and that is Comic Book Fights. It's coming out this Wednesday. We have our first fight. If you ever watched the show by Screen Junkies called movie fights or TV fights, we're going to take the same concept behind it. But the cool thing is we're going to be talking about comic books and anything that's comic book related. So yes, we could go into Star Wars, Star Trek, anything that's in the pop culture world, I would say, when it comes to comic book fights. It's just a fun show. And I'm here to reveal to you who are the first fighters. And that fight's happening by the Council of Comics. Cliff on Comics is going 1-on-1 with Couching and Slouching with C Bizzle. That's going to be a first round battle. That's coming this Wednesday, June 26th, 9 p.m. Wait till you hear Cliff debating. You know that's going to be a big deal. Trash talking will definitely be part of it. So, and if you're interested in be part of the comic book fights, just hit me up, DM me, and I'll try to see if I can schedule you for an upcoming show. This is going to be a bi-weekly show, so it's going to be going opposite of Guess That Key, because I mentioned it to Sector 28, Paul. I said, Paul, I'm thinking about doing a show, and I'm going to do it opposite your show. So when your show's on, my show is off. But when my show is on, your show is off. And we kind of go back and back. So, yeah. I'm laughing already. And look at this.
Oh
your mom's bi-week. Wow, dude. Now that's bad trash talking. But you got my daughter laughing over there. All right. Trash talking is acceptable in the show. In fact, it's going to be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? We're encouraging trash talking in the show. So that's going to be, you know what? I'm going to have so much fun, Phil. And Phil, last I checked, I think we're going to have a new announcement coming up soon. I think there may be a Between the Lines battle coming up soon, possibly.
I heard a rumor of that, and a little squirrel told me I was negligent in getting somebody a photo of me in my battle regalia. So
who knows? We'll see how that turns out in the future. And like I said, before we started the show, I was actually chatting with someone that's actually pretty popular in the comic book community. I can't say anything right now because there's no real true confirmation behind it, but there's a possibility somebody's going to show up in the show. You'll never know who we're going to get in the show, because it's a debating show, man. Who doesn't love a good fight? You know what I'm saying? and come on, how can you not have Cliff in one of the first episodes? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, C Bizzle. I really am, man. I'm worried. I'm worried for C Bizzle, but I think he might bring his A game.
So if it's a debate, does that mean there's going to be like a winner declared at the end?
There will be a winner declared in the end, and that winner will go to the next level, which we're going to have a tournament of champions, and that's not going to, there's nothing on the horizon just yet, but it will happen. Okay. There will be a tournament of champions, and they will be crowned an ultimate winner for the year. So yes, let me share with you guys how this works. So the way, and again, I'm going to repeat myself on Wednesday, but for those of you who don't know, it's a battle between two of the comic book community people, and each person is going to bring a topic. The other person that must rebuttal with a counter, and they fight it out. And then the third topic, which you guys may or may not know, is actually in the community tab here on the IzzyVerse. So if you go in the community tab, you get to vote for the third topic, right? It's there right now. And the other thing is there's going to be a lightning round, right? And in the lightning round, woohoo, they don't know what the topic is. and they have to come up with their answer on the spot. So that's going to be the fun part. Did I win my impromptu battle? Oh, yes. And yes, throughout the week, I'm going to be sharing some clips from Garden State Fest in which some people already debated.
Oh, neat.
So you're going to see some of these debates already coming up. And Rich just happens to be from Comic Caps Club. He just happens to be one of the guys that debated. So it's going to be a blast. We're going to have fun. I know it's going to be fun. I think this is the start of a very, very beautiful show that we're going to have. So I'm so looking forward to it. Anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and get rolling with this week's In Comics. All right, this week in comics has begun. Let's make this bigger so we can see a little closer. All right, so starting with Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics is coming out this week with some books. So, Phil, are you a weekly collector?
I would say there are books that come out every week that I collect. I actually buy them on a monthly basis.
Okay. So we'll take a look at a few books here and there. Usually I like to go quickly on this, but everybody in the chat, you're all welcome to tell me if you're going to pass, if you're going to pick up anything, which we always start with Marvel because, you know, when we're with Legion of Comics, Mark, he always starts with DC. So I like to start with Marvel. That's going to be a battle right itself. All right, starting with Ultimate Black Panther number 5, Daredevil number 10. You know what? JR. Normally his covers has been bad. I like this one. I think JR, he cared for this one. So you got that one. We got Vengeance of Moon Knight number 6, Spectacular Spider-Man. Blood Hunt number 4. So you got 4 as well as the Red Band edition. So have you been picking up Blood Hunt?
I've not.
All right. So Blood Hunt is just nuts. So you got the regular edition, which you see here, and then you have the Red Band edition. And with the Red Band edition, it's more gory. So it's like an R-rated comic. So that's why it's called Red Band.
Can you tell in the G-rated version how the edits were made?
You know what? You could tell that pages are gone, panels are different.
Okay.
And that's kind of where they went with. I guess overall the story remains the same, but everything else is different. There is a special EC version of the book that's coming out.
Neat.
So that's going to be the 1 in 25, which have been very hot lately. A lot of people have been picking those up.
I've seen those.
Yeah. A book that has been people have been clamoring over is X-Men 97. They want to continue the TV series, so they're picking up the books, and the books have been getting momentum. So a lot of people are looking out for those books. Also, Superior Spider-Man number 8 is coming out this week. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider number 2. Blood Magic. So this is Blood Hunt Magic. It's like X-Men Blood Hunt Magic number 1, which is obviously a tie-in. Another tie-in from Blood Hunt is Midnight Suns, issue number 2. Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 issue number 4 is out this week. Helverine issue number 2 is out, which it's actually not a bad story. It's pretty fun. Star Wars Darth Maul Black, White, and Red. X-Men Heir to Apocalypse issue number 2 is out this week. Union Jack the Ripper Blood Hunt issue number 2. Wolverine Madripoor Knights number 5. Black Widow Hawkeye number 4. Jackpot and Black Cat issue number 4. And the book that I'm definitely picking up, I'm picking up Thanos annual number 1. I don't know why Thanos gets an annual if he doesn't have a regular series, but that's Marvel for you, right?
2 years from now, we'll know why, and we'll wish we bought it.
Exactly. Giant Size Little Marvels number 1 with a Scotty Young cover. Then we got some reprints of Godzilla number 1. Another reprint of Ultimate X-Men 3, Ultimate X-Men 2. And we also going to have the blank for X-Men 97. I think that's going to sell pretty well, to be honest. And pretty much everything else you see here are different types of reprints that are going to happen. I do like this this Mark Bagley Godzilla piece. I think that's really cool. That's coming out this week as well, which is the 1 in 25 for the reprint edition. So those are your Marvel books. Any book stands out for you?
Not a one.
I love it. All right, let's move on to DC. So DC, has a couple of books here. And what I always like about DC is that they keep it simple. They don't overcrowd us with books.
Which
You know
I
what I mean?
fully appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. Detective Comics 1086, Action Comics 1066, Superman 15, Green Arrow 13, Flash 10, Harley Quinn 41. Look at that classic Robin cover that they're going to be doing for Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah.
And the book to look out for really is Absolute Power, Ground Zero. This is a one shot that's happening. It's part of the whole Absolute Power storyline that's kicking off really soon.
It's a prelude or a bookend.
Yeah, it's a prelude. Yeah, it's definitely a prelude. Batman: The Brave and the Bold, issue 14. Power Girl 10 with some female Lobo, which I never liked the female Lobo, to be completely honest. Zatanna, Bring Down the House. Now, this one's another book that I'm looking out for because it's going to be a black label book.
Oh, good.
So Zatanna in a black label.
Magazine size or standard square comic?
I think it might be standard. I'm not 100% sure though. So let me do a quick.
Is it weird? I only want the oversized ones
because it's Zatanna.
Well, any black label.
It's hard to tell you the truth. I can't really tell if it's gonna be an oversized. It says cardstock covers, so
yeah, probably standard square bound.
Yeah,
comic size.
Right, and then the Penguin issue 11 and Primer number 4. Now Penguin series, I hear a lot of good things about Penguin.
Oh.
So if it's gonna be anything like the TV series, I'm amazed that we don't see a lot of Penguin spec going on with that TV series. You know what I mean?
Do we know, is there anybody significant on it? On the book?
On the book?
Yeah. Or might they become significant as a result of
Not that I'm aware of, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not 100% certain about it. It's, it looks to be, it's just another book in the series. You got Tom King writing it.
Okay, so Tom King's on it then. Okay.
Yeah. That's who's been writing the book so far. All right. And that's over at DC. Let's go ahead and get to Image.
I am stacking Action, Detective, and Superman.
Yeah, definitely. Image has some good books coming out this week. Void Rivals issue number 10 is out this week. World Tree issue 11. As you was talking about earlier, Department of Truth is coming out. It's returning with issue 23. King Spawn 35. Rook Exodus number 3, which the artwork in Rook is amazing with Jason Fabok. Monstrous 52. Red Coat 3, another book that's actually has a lot of momentum behind it. The Sacrifices number 9. Walking Dead Deluxe 91. Universal Monsters Creatures from the Black Lagoon Lives issue number 3. G.I. Joe. I might pick it up just for that cover. Just for that cover of Deathstroke and the Baroness, because it's gorgeous to me.
Has Image always had that license? In other words, did G.I. Joe,
No.
A Real American Hero number 1 begin with Image Comics?
No, this is the same book from that original run that came back in the 80s.
Okay.
So what ended up happening, and Larry Hama is writing it. So Marvel had it. Then it went to Image. Then it went to, I believe, IDW, and now it's back with Image under Skybound, and they just kept the number series.
Okay, I'm glad they kept the numbering.
Yeah, they kept the number series, so it returned with issue 300.
Okay.
Pharaoh number 4, No One issue number 9, Rat City number 3, Grommets number 2. You have Knights number 8, Blood Squad 7. Number 2, Drawing Blood 3. That's the Kevin Smith book. Another book called Self-Help. That seems like a motivational book. So I'm just a little curious about that one.
Somehow a guy gets confused for a self-help writer and assumes the identity.
Down on his luck, rideshare driver Jerry Housen is a bleak one. Especially because every fare he picks up tells him how much he looks like uber successful self-help guru Darren Hart. But after a twist of fate, Jerry is given the chance of a lifetime, which if he's not careful, may well end his lifetime. So begins this California noir, a rollicking and gleeful lurid pulp crime story for our time. I think I'm gonna pass.
I am.
Yeah, it doesn't move me in any way. The Cabinet number 5 and East of West issue number 1, but this is the Image First reprint.
Yeah.
So those are your books there. So let's just go ahead and just go into the rest of the books. We'll do an all, but we'll take off Marvel, Image, and DC, and we'll see what's happening with all the other publishers. Something's Killing the Children 38 is out this week. Grimm 18, Animal Pound number 4, Rare Flavors number 4, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 121, some Saturday Morning Adventures of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Blue Book 1947, issue number 5, Godzilla the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2, Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, issue 3, Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, Saber for Hire, Army of Darkness Forever number 9. Then you have Star Trek Defiant 16, Ghostbusters Back in Town number 4, Nottingham 13, Darkwing Duck Negaduck number 6. I really like that Jay Lee cover. Neil Gaiman Antsy Boys number 1. That actually I'm interested in.
So it's interesting because, so Anansi Boys in novel form is the sequel to American Gods.
Mm-hmm.
And they did American Gods for a long time, did they not, from Dark Horse?
Yeah, so I think this is the adaptation.
It just feels like so long since they've been doing American Gods. I would have thought they'd be doing this sooner, but okay.
Yeah. So it's finally going to get its comic book adaptation with a great David Mack cover right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got Dune House Carino number 4, Grimm Fairy Tales 85, William of Newbury number 2, The Gotcha Men number 1. Oh, I can't wait to see that one from Mad Cave Studios. I was talking to Chris Batista, who's doing work, and he showed me some pieces. Man, I love them. It's gonna be awesome. I love Gotcha Man.
I like Mad Cave puts out some good stuff.
Yeah. So, were you a fan of Gotcha Man when they first came out as Battle of the Planets?
No, this is the first actually that I'm hearing of them, but I really like the colors on that.
Mm-hmm. You don't remember the Gotcha Man from back in the day? Because they went by different names. They went by Gotcha Men and they went by Battle of the Planets. And
Battle of the Planets I'm familiar with then.
Well, that's Gotcha Men.
Okay. I didn't watch it. It was on after school when I home dumped my stuff off and then ran outside to play.
Oh, you were one of those kids that actually went outside.
Yeah.
Kids today, they don't know what it's like going outside. They go play video games.
Yeah, outdoors. What's that?
You mean you want me to play outside? It's hot out there. Yeah, look at that. Brian LCS, he loved, as a kid. Absolutely. All right. So you got that one. You got Principles of Necromancy number 3. Also One Piece 1118.
That can't be true. Oh, well, it's from Viz. Yeah,
it's from Viz. Yes, okay. Bloodshot Unleashed Reloaded number 4, Sonic the Hedgehog Spring Broken number 1. Be careful with these Sonic books. They're sleepers. Like you might see a cover next week in this list for this Sonic book. I'm almost certain. You and I number 5. Pooh versus Bambi number 3.
Oh man.
Now that's a fight.
Did something make it to public domain? Is that why we're seeing that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Operation Sunshine Already Dead issue number 3, Sweetie Candy Vigilante number 3, Sanction number 2, Gotcha Men Ken Death Match number 1, Resident Alien The Book of Life number 1, Washed in the Blood number 3, Rye The Book of Dark A number 2, Star Wars Inside, which is not really a comic book, Project Kryptide number 10, Lester of the Lesser number 2, Rick and Morty Kingdom Ball, G-Force. Yes, that's Gotcha Men. G-Force. They also went by G-Force. Yeah. Okay. Ninjak versus Roku. That should be an interesting book. No, but it's not the Ninjak, or is it? The logo looks very familiar. Deep Prog number 4. I never heard of that. Blood and Fire number 2. Dungeon and Dimwit. That title sold me right there. Oh, that's right. Speaking of it, make sure to go over to Comics Curing Cancer page and get the exclusive Sonic cover. Mhm. Cave Woman Killer Curve Supreme #1.
Boy,
Interesting.
that character's been around forever.
I know. Ever since the dawn of man.
Black and white days. Well, from the days of the Turtles, that Cave Woman was a book.
You know? All right. Deliver Us from Evil #2. Then you got Weekly Show. Skin Deep. That's a frightening cover. Wow. Some Archie goodness. Spellweaver Armor 2. Covenant 88. Something that I don't understand. 160 issue 169.
Oh, come on, give that a shot.
Thundercats, a David Nakayama cover. So there's a metal cover for #5. $100 price tag.
Yeah, I have a metal cover book, and
but it's a metal cover of Chitara. I'm just saying, there's things you could do with it. Robot and Girl #2, Bristol Mouth Cove Horror 4, Tech Noir, Trident of Allura the Storm, Good Boy Red Moon over Kyoto #2, Lucky Cat Sprout, The Antagonist 3. Oh my goodness, there's so many books. Doghead Comics #1, The Antagonist, Return by the King Chapter 17, Zora 3, Quested 1, another Quested book. Like, can't you stop making Quested books? No one's reading them. Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, wow.
That should be interesting. And then we got some couple of Obligation, Quested 1, metal covers from Sparks.
Yes, that is the metal cover I have.
Yeah. And let me just keep on going here. I think at this point we're just doing reprints. Yeah, we're done. My life as a loser too. I know that's how my life is too sometimes. So we got to stop sharing. Get out of this.
Special thing about that metal cover. Nowhere on that book does it say the name of the book.
Really? Good cover. All right.
Not even on the interior pages. Nowhere in the book. It's like, what is this? I don't know.
You know what? I think it's time to give people a giveaway. Because they've been so patient, the 10 people that are still on. Right? So we're going to do a nice little giveaway for everybody. And that giveaway is going to be, we're going to have fun with it. And you know what? Wait, I got to go back. I just forgot something there. So I got to throw this in there. And you know what? First things first, I got to do the banner thing, right? We got to do the banner thing for the giveaway. Where is it? It is right. We are back. Okay, let's see. So I got here a couple of comics. I'm gonna just throw in some comics, but I'll show you 2 of the books that I'm gonna throw in this little pack of comics here. You'll be surprised. I got some Edge of Spider-Verse #1. A beautiful Gwen cover right there. Look at that. As you can see, it's so beautiful. It's making me disappear. There you go. Like, I'm not even sure who's the artist behind it, but it's a nice piece. And for those of you here, I want to say this is a Miko of Spider-Boy #1. It's a nice little Miko Spidey. All right, so those are just 2 books that I'm going to throw in this little pack of books for you guys. And the hashtag is going to be, let's share that screen for you guys right there. We're going to do Spider-Verse. Why not? Hashtag Spider-Verse. Throw in your hashtag Spider-Verse. That's not Spider-Boy. Okay. Well, it is to me.
How can you tell he's in a costume?
Yeah, I also got an Energon Universe. I'll throw that in there too. While we're at it. Okay. So get your hashtag Spider-Verse. See, this is what you get for sticking around and waiting this long with us, right? Get your hashtags in there. All right. We got 12. You see, this is where the giveaway lizards pop out of nowhere. Look at that. Out of nowhere, we were at 10. Now we got like 12 viewers.
There's like a network.
They just show up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. So you gotta love it, man. You got look. 12 people are watching, and we have 12 entries. How is that possible? Everybody that's watching is trying to get in on the giveaway. So
Wait a minute, I'm watching and I didn't do it.
Oh, look at this. So Superboy and Spider-Man is Spider-Boy. Yes, that is true. That is definitely true. So now we got 13 people watching and 13 entries. Do we have 14 entries? Do we? Anyway, don't forget, guys, I'm going to do the Rat Pack giveaway at the end of June, July. That's going to be the big one. That's the one you really want to get into. I love this one here. Look at that. That means Larry took his time on it. You know what I'm saying? Larry said, I'm going to write this down for you guys.
That's how is it? Is it Penny Parker who spells her name Spider?
Spider.
Like from Edge of Spider-Verse #5.
I'm not sure. Anyway, so you want to run this?
Yeah.
We got 14 people watching. We got 13 entries. Should we run it? Ready? Set? Who's going to win it? Let's hope it's Las Cruces because I have to send him something. All right. If you are a channel member, I will send it to you. Durs! Our boy Durs, collecting with Durs. He ends up winning
sir.
Congratulations. You are indeed legendary. That's the identity. Everyone should read this. Yes, and you can read the series if you become part of Izzy's Rat Pack. So Izzy's Rat Pack, you get your chance to win it. Ayo! So there you have it. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm ready for dinner. Phil, you got the rest of the night off. Is that correct?
All I do now, except I'm going to be watching the rest of the Sunday night lineup, or the Sunday night lineup.
Sunday night lineup.
The Monday night lineup.
I think you're on the wrong day for that.
I am. I'm so used to saying Sunday is when I'm usually on.
All right, Phil. Where can everybody find you?
I am at Phil's Treehouse on YouTube every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Bring a box to sort.
All right. And don't forget, guys, this Wednesday, I'm going to tell you one more time. This Wednesday is a comic book fight where Cliff on Comics is going to be facing Couching and Slouchy with C. Bizzle. They gave me their topics already, so we're going to find out what they are on Wednesday. But don't forget, you have a chance to be heard as well. So if you go to my community tab and you make your vote, last I checked, it was 50 people that voted. Thank you for the votes. Make sure you vote for what you think is going to be the third topic. I'm going to have a blast because the topics they pick are definitely worth the fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So definitely worth the fight. So go check it out. It's coming out this Wednesday, guys. And don't forget, we do support Comics Curing Cancer. So if you get an opportunity, if you haven't done so yet, please, if you can and you have the ability, please support Comics Curing Cancer by leaving a donation. You're welcome to pick up any of the books that all the proceeds will be going to Comics Curing Cancer. I know I have a few things that I'll be giving out for Comics Curing Cancer myself that I'm excited to share. And as we said here, the Monday night lineup is beginning. Unfortunately, no Geek Out with Roscoe this week, but 22 starts at 9 o'clock and Couple Comics is at 10. But I believe Council is still going on strong at the moment as we speak. So with that said, guys, Phil, you know I got to tell you what I got to tell you, and that is...
I think this is it. I think you're about to go home. Okay. Look, thank you.
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 Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
Thank you. I guess I'll see you.
And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you once again.